nilikuwa na broadcast YouTube kwanza. Waambie tu kidogo tu.
Good morning. Good morning. Uko salama? Aya, sasa before we start our session, tunarudi kufanya icebreaker ya kutuchangamsha kidogo and then tuingie because this one is virtual. So the same thing we did yesterday. We did some seats here. Again, we played, we danced, we had fun, and then to the session.
Niweke video hivi. Jarada wale chenye watu wanakuwa.
Okay, so we did some seats here. View. Na kama jana we still need some volunteers to help. Na leo kuna na dance. Na dance. Okay, so who are those who are coming to volunteer? Six volunteers this side, 6 volunteers this side. Volunteers. Yeah, we need somebody to volunteer. I was happy to tell hata naona wamekalia viti. Kalia. I need two more. Mmoja ongezeke inside, mmoja ongezeke inside. Nasema wawili waongezeke, mmoja inside, mmoja inside. Haya, mwingine ongezeke inside. I need one person kuongezeka inside. Jamani. Ndio. Haya, nani anaongezeka? Yes. Kama kule unakia amevolunteer. Na ukuje na kitu wewe sasa ni extra. Haya. Haya, simameni sasa. Si mnajua sasa simameni. Tunaona kitu ni tano. Ikiwa kisha mziki unatafuta kitu. Na mfanye kitu moja watu wawili ya wewe kwa hiyo. Hatuna time. Ukifanya kitu kuna disqualify nyingi mnaondoka. Na una dance, rule ni tuna dance. Haya dite.
Ini
Sasa wote tuna dance. Nyewe leo mnazunguka kwa vitu hapa mnazunguka kwa. Mnapita hivi mnazunguka hapa. Tuna dance. Mnazunguka sio? Haya sawa. Watu bado lakini anaanza ina washinda kidani.
Mwenye atoe style anakuwa disqualified. One sit in the middle. So this one, in case wote watakaa the same time, tutaangalia ni nani ametoa most styles. So kila mtu sasa hivi judge.
Mr. Gerald, please confirm if you can hear us.
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, so you can take the floor.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I hope you will help with the screening.
Yes, we are on it.
Okay, good morning, fellows. Good morning, everyone. Yes, today we are going to see our 7th module, Leadership and Ethics. I hope you are ready to learn. Yes, leadership. It mustn't be your first time to hear about leadership. You often hear about leadership, and I guess you know something about leadership. Now, I want you to write on a piece of paper your expectations. Just 1 minute. Write your expectations on a piece of paper. Take a piece of paper and write your expectations.
I will share the screen. Yes.
presentation, but sijui nitaishia wapi.
Basi hiyo one.
Kama ni hii ni tablets, hii ni Windows. But Windows
click hiyo. Hiyo na kutafungua hiyo.
Fungua mahali kwa mia end. Stuck.
Stuck by.
So what I can do is I have to open this screen first and then go to Zoom. Yeah, I will open the screen first. It's okay. If I shift, nikiweka hivi nitakuwa tunafinya next. I hope
Okay.
I just wanted to see.
Yes, can we proceed?
All right, yes.
Good morning. Yeah, good morning once again. We are going to begin with our session, leadership and ethics. I want fellows now to take a piece of paper and write their expectations. Just for 1 minute, write your expectations on a piece of paper for 1 minute. What do you expect from this session? What do you expect? Take a piece of paper and write your expectations. Okay, thank you. One by one, can you read your expectations? So try to read your expectations one by one.
The first one, my expectation at the end of this session, I'm expecting to know the difference between leadership and politics, how to become a better leader, how to become an ethical leader, knowing types of leadership and where they apply.
Perfect. Perfect. Someone else.
My expectation of this session is to learn leadership and ethics, their meaning. How can someone get leadership skills and use it in the community? To learn about ethical practices, apply ethical practices in leadership, and ethical challenges in the community.
Great. The last one. The last person.
Lady.
My expectations of today is to learn more on ethics, what actually constitutes ethics. Also to learn the relationship between leadership and ethics. And lastly, to be able to identify leaders with ethics.
Wonderful. Thank you. Okay, those are your expectations. Now, let's see if we are going to meet all of those expectations. Let's start with the learning objectives. What are our objectives for learning? Okay, our learning objectives are as follows. Understand the leadership and explore qualities and characteristics of ethical leaders. Analyze the ethical dilemmas faced by leaders and making informed decisions and values to promote integrity. Understand effective team dynamics and collaboration, including identifying different leadership styles and their strengths, adapting leadership styles to different situations, emotional intelligence, and self-awareness. So those are some of the main objectives of our learning today. Understanding leadership. And this was someone's expectation. Understanding leadership and explore qualities and characteristics of ethical leaders. Yes, we have leaders, but not every leader is an ethical leader. You can be a leader, but you are not necessarily an ethical leader. So our objective is now to see who is an ethical leader. We are going to analyze the ethical dilemmas faced by leaders, because being a leader is easy, but doing what you are expected to do is not easy. Everyone can be a leader. Anyone can be a leader. But what can we do in order to be effective leaders? So there are some conditions that make someone an effective leader. Thank you. So I want you to define leadership. What do you think leadership is? What is leadership? Someone can define leadership. What is leadership? Yes, leadership. I want to hear from you.
From my own understanding, leadership is about giving an opportunity to represent others, other people, issues, and responsibilities.
Okay. Someone else. Someone else. Can you complete your fellow participants? What do you think? Yes?
Leadership is the ability to lead others. You are able to control other people in a positive way.
Okay, great. So leadership is the ability to guide, inspire, and influence others to achieve common goals. The ability to guide, inspire, and influence others to achieve common goals. If you can do so, you are a leader. You are a leader if you can guide, inspire, and influence others to achieve common goals. Okay, I underline common goals because you are working towards something and we want to meet some, uh, let me say, some outcomes together. So a leader must now be someone who knows where to go, what to do, and how to do. That is a leader. You have got the ability to lead, to guide, to give direction. That is a leader. And you also inspire others. To inspire, it means other people will learn from you, will learn from your actions. Okay, if people start rejecting what you are doing, so you have to question your leadership skills by there. You have to question your leadership skills because people are supposed to learn, are supposed to imitate what you are doing. So that is the leadership. Okay. Who can give an example of a leader in your community? Who do you think is a good leader in your community? Two persons can name two great leaders in the community. Great leaders. I insist, great leaders.
The rest of us, we don't know leaders. It's only happiness. You know a leader. There's a hand here.
Yes, we have leaders, the past leaders and the present. So maybe I dwell briefly on the past, who are considered to be the great leaders. One was Nelson Mandela, then we had Raila Odinga. Then on the present, currently, we have leaders who I can pinpoint to be one of the greatest leaders is the leader Esther Macharia. Is a good leader.
Okay. Yes. So you can identify leaders by the way they act, by the way they lead people. And when we are going to explore qualities of effective leaders, then you'll be able to distinguish an effective leader from a bad leader. Now let's see the other concept, which is ethics, understanding leadership and ethics. Now, ethics refers to the principles, values, and moral guidelines that govern and guide individuals' behavior and decision making. It involves distinguishing right from wrong and making choices that align with the moral standards to assess and evaluate their actions and their impact on others, society, and the environment. Principles. Ethics refers to the principles and values. When talking about ethics, we can immediately have an idea of some qualities and why it's important for a leader to have some ethical qualities, because you cannot be a good leader without ethical qualities. And those qualities are values. Values from birth, every human being must know, must, must be born in a family where parents will be telling them, don't do this and do this. This is wrong, this is right. This is good and this is bad. So an ethical leader knows how to distinguish what is wrong from what is right. Now, he or she knows to distinguish what is bad and what is good. So that is a leader. And you have to choose what is good. That is ethics. It means ethics here implies values, principles, and moral guidelines that govern our our behaviors. Okay, now let's name some qualities of effective leaders. Everyone can write again on a piece of paper some qualities of an effective leader. Just only two qualities for each participant. Two qualities of an effective leader. Try to imagine what you think can be the qualities of an effective leader. Qualities of an effective leader. Qualities. Okay. Yes, I want now to hear from you. What have you written? What are the qualities of an effective leader?
A good leader is honest, and a good leader is also a good listener. Thank you.
Okay.
A good leader is wise and courageous.
Courageous. Okay.
A good leader has transparency and trustworthy.
Okay.
Is kind and empathetic.
A good leader should be accountable and wise.
A good leader should be having an
Okay.
integrity, emotional intelligence.
Thank you. So there are too many qualities of effective leaders, and the list is very long. The list is very long. So as you can see here, we have given some 6 ethics life. Before you pray, believe. Before you speak, listen. Before you spend, earn. Before you write, think. Before you quit, try. Before you die, live. Those are realities which are unavoidable in our lives. So, and they are considered as 6 ethics of life. So we are going to and ethics, but let's explore first. Let's explore the qualities of effective leaders. You have given some qualities, and that is okay. Okay, let's name the qualities of effective leaders. We have a vision. Vision is one of the important qualities of effective leaders. Vision. When you are a leader, you must have a vision. Effective leaders have a clear vision and can articulate it to their team. They have a clear vision. It means when someone asks you, what do you want to achieve? What do you want to do in your community? What do you want to do in Africa? What do you want to do for Africa? You don't need to to guess. You have to be direct and honest about what you want to achieve. So if, sir, you are a leader, you are an effective leader, you have a vision, you are doing things and you know exactly what you want to do. Okay, that is the first quality. The second quality is communication. Very important. Communication, effective leaders are skilled communicators. You cannot be a leader. You cannot be an effective leader if you can't communicate well. To communicate well here does not mean to know good English, to know good French, to know good Swahili, but you know how to give information in a timely manner, and you are also a good listener because you cannot be a good communicator without being a good listener. You must know how to listen. Okay, so communication is very important for leaders. People must know, must be informed about what is being done. You have to inform people. If you don't inform, you don't give information, you don't communicate, that must be a weakness. And from today, you have to learn how you can change. Communication is an important tool for leaders. We have also integrity. Integrity is a fundamental quality of effective leaders. You have to be honest. Okay? You have to connect your words with the actions. Don't say something and do something different. That is being a leader. You say what you mean. Okay, when you can say what you mean, then you are an effective leader. Empathy. Empathy is another quality of effective leaders. Effective leaders understand and empathize with the needs, concerns, and perspective of their team members. Empathy. Okay, I want someone to explain deeply the word empathy. What do you understand? In other words, the word empathy. Who can just say something here for 1 minute?
For me, I understand empathy by the ability to put yourself in someone's shoes. Thank you.
From my own understanding, empathy is a situation where you accept someone's feeling and be his or her position and share the same feeling
Yes.
he or she is having.
Yes. Okay. Here you should understand empathy. Okay. Someone is speaking. Yes. Come on. Do you say something? What is empathy? Is
Empathy is a situation where someone enters or shares feeling with the one who is in the problem or is having some situation.
great. So empathy can have the meaning that you have given, but let's say empathy is the feeling. Empathy is a feeling. It's a feeling that someone has for others. Okay. the ability for someone to put themselves, okay, in other people's shoes. Okay, it means when you see someone has a problem and you take that problem as your own problem, so it means you are an empathic person. An empathic person is someone who feels, okay, who feels the pains at the place of others, who feels, who take care, someone who take care of the needs of others. So that is another quality of effective leaders. Now, okay, let's see another quality of effective leaders. We have a decisiveness. Decisiveness is another quality. Effective leaders decisiveness is another quality. A leader an effective leader must take informed decisions. Informed decisions. And it's very important not to guess, but you have to take decisions that are based on facts and evidence, not just because you have got some imagination and you say, no, I have to do this. No. Before taking decisions, you have to ask yourself some questions. What can be the consequences of your situation, of your decisions on others, on the organization or the community as a whole? So that is another quality of effective leaders. Adaptability. Effective leaders are adaptable and flexible in the face of change. Very important. Effective leaders are adaptable and flexible. When you are a leader, don't say that I know everything. I know everything. That should not come from your mouth. Because a leader is someone who learns permanently. You have to learn every day. Listen even to the last person in your organization or in the community. Learn from them. Maybe they know something you don't know. Okay. And here when I say effective leaders are adaptable and flexible in the face of change, you know, we are living in an evolving world. The world is dynamic. It's dynamic. It means that the world is not static. It changes from day to day. And a leader must adapt. Okay, you have to adapt the way you act, the way you do, the way you speak, the way adapt it to the circumstances. So that is another quality of an effective leader. Don't say, I often do this, and this is only what I have to do. No, realities can change from time to time. So you have to adapt. Okay, emotional intelligence. This is another quality. Emotional intelligence. This is a good concept, and I want to hear from you. What is emotional intelligence according to you? Emotional intelligence.
Emotional intelligence and the ability to know yourself at your worst and at your best, and the ability to read the air. I mean to see what the mass or the people you are leading feel. That's an emotional intelligence.
Yes. Okay. The ability to understand the others, to understand first yourself and others' emotions, needs, and feelings. If you are able to understand your own feelings, your own emotions, and understand those of others, then you have emotional intelligence. And somebody with emotional intelligence is able to solve problems in communities. You are able to solve problems, to solve conflicts. Okay, when you can see a conflict which arises, as a leader, you must find solutions to the problem because the conflicts or problems are unavoidable. They are unavoidable. You cannot avoid the conflicts. You cannot avoid the problems. You have now to learn how to solve problems. Don't say, no, I fail to solve this problem, but use other strategies. If you are unable to solve, you can involve other people, okay, in solving the problem within organizations, within community. There are always some problems that need solutions, and a leader must be there to find the solutions. Okay, if so, you have got emotional fail because they don't have emotional intelligence. They avoid them. They say, no, I cannot involve myself there. No, please look away. Look away. Find a way for to solve that problem. Emotional intelligence. Okay, now let's see some characteristics of effective leaders. If you want to be effective leaders, what are the characteristics? What are the characteristics that you should have? There are some characteristics that you should have as effective leaders. The ability to influence others. That is the first characteristics. The ability to influence others. The ability to influence others. You must know how you can influence other people, your team members. Okay, and you can do so by leading by leading by example is the only way that can help you to influence other people. And you have to prove of all of the qualities that we have named. We have got another characteristic, which is the transparency. Transparency, you have to be transparent. As a leader, you have to be clear, be transparent about what you are doing. Encourage risk-taking and innovation. You have to encourage risk-taking and innovation. A leader should ask themselves this question: what can I do new? What can I do to improve my work? What can I do to improve my leadership skills? So those are the questions a good leader should ask themselves. Integrity and accountability. A good leader must be honest. You have to be honest. Act decisively. Act decisively here, it means you must take informed decisions. Take informed decisions. Don't take decisions quickly. So you have to think about the decisions you want to take. Ask yourself questions. Are your decisions ethical? Are they ethical? If you can ask yourself such questions, then you will take good decisions. Demonstrate resilience. A good leader must demonstrate resilience. Resilience is also another good characteristic for effective leaders. Resilience is the ability to recover, let me say, to recover from pains. Okay, the ability to do some things after some big problems. There are some problems, there are some difficulties, but you recover from that and you continue doing your work. So if you do so, you are a resilient leader. Okay, don't allow problems to stop you going forward. Problems should not stop you from going forward. You have to continue. You have to adapt. You have to be resilient after problems, after difficulties, after pains. Those are characteristics of effective leaders, and they are very important if you want to achieve important goals. Okay, there are now some leadership styles and their impact on promoting integrity. Let's now have a look at leadership styles and their impact on promoting integrity. Among the leadership styles, we have transformational leadership, we have servant leadership, we have ethical leadership, we have authoritative leadership, and we have laissez-faire leadership. What is a transformational leadership? Transformational leadership inspires and motivates their team members to achieve a higher purpose. Okay? Transformational leaders inspire and motivate their team members to achieve a higher purpose. When you inspire your team members, you motivate them to achieve a higher purpose, then you are a transformational leader. Servant leadership. A servant leader prioritizes the needs of their team members and focuses on their development and well-being. You prioritize the needs of your team members and focus on their development and well-being. Servant, it means here you are ready to serve, to help, to work for your team members. Being a leader, it means you are someone who accepts to work for others. When you can work for others, and some people confuse being a leader and other things. You don't only say do this. No, a leader is not someone who just only gives some orders, who says, no, you do this, do this. No, you have to lead by example. You have to be the first to do what you are asking others to do. So a servant leader is someone who's ready to serve other people. Ethical leadership. Ethical leaders prioritize ethical behavior and decision making. You prioritize ethical behavior and decision making. Authoritative leadership. Authoritative leadership provides a clear direction and make decisions based on their expertise. Laissez-faire leadership. Laissez-faire, this must come from French. Laissez-faire leadership. Laissez-faire leaders provide autonomy and independence to their team members. Now, I want you to identify your leadership styles. Have a look at all of these leadership styles and identify your own leadership style. Just for 1 minute, analyze all of those leadership styles and find a leadership style that fits your leadership. Transformational leadership, servant leadership, ethical leadership, authoritative leadership, and laissez-faire leadership. What is the best style of leadership that you apply? Okay, I want to hear from 5 persons here.
Servant leadership.
Authoritative leadership. Transformational leadership.
In my opinion.
Okay, transformation.
In my opinion,
yes,
there is no definite leadership style that one should really follow. It depends on the context. There's a context where you apply transformational leadership. There's also a context where you apply servant leadership. So mainly it's dependent on the situation and the people that you're leading.
Perfect. Okay, did you listen to that good explanation? Yeah. So, about the leadership styles here, someone can say, I often apply or I like better this style here, but that does not exclude the possibility for you to apply other leadership styles according to the circumstances. Okay. Now, laissez-faire leadership provide autonomy and independence to their team members. What do you think can be the negative consequence of this leadership style? Laissez-faire leadership, what can be the negative effects? Negative effect of laissez-faire leadership. You give freedom to people to act the way they want.
The members might lose they might lose their authority as the leader of the group, and the people might rebel against their future decisions.
Yes, it means laissez-faire leadership. When you give people autonomy, you have to make sure that those people are trustworthy. They are trustworthy. It means that they deserve your trust, and and you think that they can really do what you expect from them. So that is something you have to know. Because some people, when you give them freedom to do what they can do, most of people disappoint. Most of people disappoint. So that is why supervision is important, to see what the people are really doing. If they align, okay, their actions, okay, with what they are asked to do. So that is very important. Laissez-faire is a leadership style, but must be applied for people who are very honest. People who are very honest. If you think these people are honest, they can do what I ask them to do, then apply this leadership style. Also, authoritative leadership. Authoritative leadership provides a clear direction, make decisions based on their expertise. When you are an authoritative leader, it means you know the direction well, and you can guide people based on your experience. Okay, you know the situation well, and you can lead without any problems. But also you motivate others to do the same, okay? You motivate others to do the same. You are an authoritative leader. A servant leader, you see problems, you see the needs of others, and you are ready to help. You are ready to help. A leader must help, must learn how to help. Very important. Okay, let's now see the relationship between leadership and integrity. The relationship between leadership and integrity. We always say we can see the relationship between leadership and integrity from the following aspects. First of all, let's see the word leading by example. Leading by example. When you are a leader, you have to lead by example. People must learn from you. You must be an example of what people will do. Don't just tell people you have to do what I say. Don't look at what I'm doing. No, that should not come from your mouth. As a leaders, you have to show people what they do, and you do it yourself. Okay? That is the first relationship between leadership and integrity. Because if someone is honest, and you ask others to be honest, yes, you must say what you mean. You must say what you mean. It means do what you say. I am honest. I want you to be honest. And I'm really honest, not only by words, but by actions. Building trust. You have to build trust. Integrity. When someone is honest, people trust him or her. When someone is honest, they are easily trusted. They are easily trusted because they are honest. So, as a leader, you must build the trust within your organizations or community. People must trust you, and they will trust you thanks to what you are doing. If you are doing something which is different from what you are saying, then people will hardly trust you. Ethical decision making. This is another relationship. You have to take ethical decisions. I insist, ethical decisions. And if you doubt about decisions that you want to take, please ask other people around you to help you take good decisions. Because any single decision you can take today can have very big repercussions on your leadership skills. Be careful taking decisions. When you take a decision, make sure that it will have positive consequences on the organization, the community, and the environment. So that is another relationship between integrity and leadership. Ethical decision making. When you are an honest person, you take ethical decision. Accountability, very important. Okay, it is not the first time to hear about this concept. What is accountability? Because a leader must be accountable. As leaders, you are accountable to the community. You are accountable to your team members. You are accountable to beneficiaries. You are accountable to donors. You are accountable to all stakeholders. So it's very important to understand, okay, these concepts and to apply it in your leadership life. So what is accountability? Okay, it is just like a revision.
The ability.
Yes, what is accountability?
And so it's the ability for one to be reliant by the community at any situation.
Okay, can you repeat?
Accountability, we can also say, is taking responsibility or to be answerable to certain.
Okay, responsibility. Okay, yes, that is very important. Now, someone can add something. Can you add something else in the definition? Yes, accountability. The word responsibility is the first. Is the first word in the definition. Responsibility, being responsible for one's actions. I do this, and I am responsible. But being responsible here does not mean only to say I am responsible, but you are also responsible for justifications and providing explanations for your actions. Very important. You have to justify your actions. Learn to justify your actions. I am a leader. What do you do? The community wants to know what you are doing. So you have to give the information. What is going on? You have to tell them the challenges. You have to tell them about anything that is happening with it. So it's very important. Be responsible. It was not me who did that. Yeah, no, I did not that. Everything you do, accept that I did, even if it's wrong, accept I did and apologize. Okay? Apologize. If you think that you did something wrong, apologize, but don't deny. Don't refuse something you did. Every explanation about it, still relationship between leadership and integrity. Now, do you know any accountable leaders in your community? Name one or two accountable leaders. Who do you think are accountable in your community? One or two. It means that they are responsible for their actions and they accept to provide explanations about them.
When bad. Ninjoro is accountable because he explained each and every coin is given by the national government. So I believe is accountable.
Okay. Thank you. Someone else?
Gideon Mungana. During the Shakahola crisis, he took responsibility and explained it in the Citizen channel.
Okay, great. Okay, now I have a curious question. A curious question is, do you think that you lead by examples in your organizations, in the community? Do you think that you lead by example?
Hello. I believe I lead as an example because I make efforts to do the right thing. Ubaya leo nimechelewa, but I really try to do the right thing. That's what I do believe as a leader.
Okay, that is good. Okay, that is good. Someone else?
Yes, I will lead by an example, as I always encourage my partners at home to work hard at what they are doing and they will reach a higher level.
Okay, thank you so much. That is very important to leaders. Okay?
Should we give more examples?
Yeah, I want to hear from the last one.
Personally, I don't lead by example because whatever I say and whatever I do, there are two different things. Maybe from here, I'll learn to lead by example. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. So you are good leaders. Can you just clap? Can you clap for yourselves? Okay, that is good. Very good. I congratulate you. Now let's see ethical leadership. Ethical leadership refers to the practice of leading with integrity. Ethical leadership refers to the practice of leading with integrity, honesty, and ethical behavior. It involves making ethical decisions, setting ethical standards, and promoting a culture of integrity within the organization. That is an ethical leader. An ethical who leads with integrity and behavior. When talking about ethical behavior, remember, you must have some good values to be an ethical leader. Ethical leadership and trust. What is the importance of ethics? Why should we be ethical leaders? We should be ethical leaders, okay? Because ethical leadership promotes integrity first. It promotes integrity. Ethical leadership fosters trust. It fosters trust. Ethical leadership enhances the reputation. Ethical leadership, okay, promotes employee engagement and retention. When you are an ethical leader, employees are more likely to stay in the organization. Employees are more likely to stay in the organization because you are an ethical leader. When you are an ethical leader, that can enhance your personal reputation, but that's of the organization as well. People will be saying something good about your organization. Oh, that organization has got a good leader because of your characters or your values. So it's very important to be an ethical leader because it promotes all of these values which I have named here. And as always, the list is not exhaustive. You can still add other elements. Something now which is very important to know as leaders. Challenges leading with integrity in environments where corruption and ethical practices are prevalent. Okay, take a piece of paper. Take a piece of paper and write some challenges, some difficulties which can happen while leading with integrity. Take a piece of paper. Try to imagine, think about any challenges that can arise. Challenges that can arise while leading with integrity in environments where corruption and unethical practices are prevalent. What are the challenges? For instance, my country, Democratic Republic of Congo, is a corrupt country. If you know corruption, if you hear about corruption, here, let me make you laugh. Here you can see corruption with your eyes. You can see corruption with your eyes. And when you are a leader, when you are an ethical leader, what can be the challenges working in such an environment? Okay, I want to hear from you. Just Give one challenge that comes to your mind. One challenge that comes to your mind.
Discrimination.
Temptation.
Threats.
Okay.
Resistance.
Okay.
Rejection.
Okay.
Lack of transparency.
Thank you so much. There are too many challenges. Let's name some. Okay, come on. Okay, thank you. Now let's name some challenges. The first challenge is resistance and who have got corrupt practices. Those people who are corrupt, they will resist. They will resist from you. When you ask them to do something which is good, it will not be easy for them to do what you are asking them. That is the first challenge. Temptation and pressure. Temptation and pressure. It means here you will be tempted to give or ask corruption in such an environment. You will be tempted. Everyone is corrupt in the community except you. So you will also be tempted. Risk of retaliation. Risk of retaliation. You can be treated badly in such environments. People can treat you badly because you are an honest person. Treat you badly, so be courageous. Limited support and resources. No one is ready to support you in your efforts. You don't have enough resources to do your work. So you need to be courageous. Building trust and credibility. It is not easy in such environments. Building trust and credibility. Balancing short-term and long-term goals. Because corruption often has short-term goals. You ask something for emergent results. But when you don't ask corruption, when you are combating corruption, this is for long-term outcomes, and which is something people do not realize. So there are too many challenges that you can encounter while fighting corruption in environments where corruption and unethical practices are prevalent. So here you need to be careful in such environments. You need to be careful while doing your work. You need to collect enough evidence, because anytime you can be victim. Anytime you can be victim, because people will hate you. People will hate you, and it's a systemic. It's a systemic problem. It's like something which happens in the community, in everywhere is practicing corruption except you, and you must find yourself, okay, in a danger. So be courageous. Just work with those who can help you. Not everyone is corrupt. You will find someone else who can support you. try to identify those people, you must learn from the law of the country. What does the law do? What does the law do to protect you? Because you must be protected by the law, and that must be your hope and your strength, the law of the country. When you are fighting corruption, ask yourself some questions. What does the law do to protect me? If nothing exists to protect me, to protect you, be very careful. Be very careful in such environments because your security is very important. Okay. Sir, I want to hear from someone who can share their experience about what they faced while fighting corruption. Can someone share their experience from their work? What happened while doing their work, while fighting corruption, while promoting integrity and transparency? Do you have a story to share? No story? Okay, keep your story if you have it. Okay, keep your story if you have it. You will give it at the end of the session.
There's one.
Let's finish. Let's finish with. Okay. Yes.
Actually, one of the things I've experienced is threats, but not in like indirectly. Being vocal sometimes is good and not good. In some places, you might be threatened. So that's one of the things that I've experienced in corruption. And also, my colleagues could not support me directly because this fear to cover you. So that's one of the challenges, stress and fear.
Is it that you whistleblow something?
Yeah, whistleblowing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I experienced once there was a police officer who came near a shop near our home. He was given some few money, so I went there and decided to advise him. But he told me it does not involve you, so go mind your own business.
Okay, thank you so much. So you can see that it is not easy to be an ethical leader, but it's very important to be an ethical leader because ethical leaders contribute a lot to the development of their communities. Now, let's see our last slide. Some key considerations for leaders to demonstrate integrity in challenging environments. Yeah, we have some pieces of advice, some good information for you as you are leading and you want to demonstrate integrity in challenging environments. Upholding ethical standards. So you are asked to uphold ethical standards. transparency and open communication. Once you see a problem, speak about it. Report the problem to the competent persons. Okay. Take ethical decision. Ethical decision making. Make ethical decision. Ask yourself, are my decisions ethical? What can be the repercussions of my decisions? What can be the negative effects of my decisions? So be careful while making decisions. Accountability and responsibility. Always be accountable. Resilience and adaptability. Resilience, you have to be resilient and adaptable. Be resilient. Problems will always happen, but don't allow problems stop you from doing what you have to do. Ethical dilemmas and conflict resolution. Oh, there are too many ethical dilemmas. Too many ethical dilemmas. There are questions, even there are some situations where yourself you can see that you are obliged to do something for the good of the community, but the same thing does not favor you. Can you give an example? You do something for the good of the community, but the same thing does not favor you. But the same thing does not favor you. It's good for the community, but it does not favor you.
I don't know where the other one is.
Now, a time when one thing which sometimes you can do and will not favor you is being a whistleblower. Corruption normally fights back. If you try to fight it, it will fight you back with a lot of vigor. Sometimes it comes with you get casualties and you become part of the victim.
Okay, did you hear that, all of you?
Yes.
Okay, let's now speak about ethical dilemmas.
There's another example.
Yes, good. Come on.
Okay. A good example is when two people have come to apply for a job, and one of the person is your relative, and the other person is not your relative, and it happens that your relative is not qualified for the job, and yet you still choose them over the other person who is qualified for the job.
Great. Those are ethical decisions that you should take, but they are not easy to that you should make, but they are not easy to make because you see you lose something from those decisions. But as leaders, it's that way you have to make your decisions. Okay, so be ethical leaders. Being ethical leaders is not easy. It is not easy, but it's very important. Conflict resolution, you have to learn how to solve conflicts. etc. So I don't know from start to finish if you have got questions. This time, I take this time for you to ask some questions for our today's sessions. If there is something that needs clarification, please feel free to ask.
I have the first question from our first objective. It was understanding leadership, explore qualities and characteristics of ethical leader. And most of the time, let me use for example, in our country, Kenya, we only see leaders during the time of when they want those seats, those campaign periods. But if you only come across with them those campaign periods, you cannot understand their qualities and characteristics. So we end up choosing wrong leaders and leaving the best leaders outside. So what is the correct measure that can be done so that people can be able to identify quality and those leaders with best characteristics who are ethical? Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the question. Damaris, can you please repeat the question to me?
Would you want to repeat it? Okay, he's asking the question again.
The question is how or what are the procedures that can be established for one to be able to identify quality leaders with the characteristics of ethics, given that in our formality, Kenya, we only see leaders during the time of campaign. So we end up choosing the wrong leaders instead of the good ones.
Okay, the sound comes good from Damaris's
Okay,
computer or...
let me ask the question on his behalf. So he's asking
Yes.
that you're talking about qualities and characteristics of a good leader. So most of the time we elect leaders based on what we see during campaigns. So he's asking, how can we identify good leaders? What is maybe the criteria or the best way we can identify good leaders? Because most of the time we just see them during campaigns and we vote for them based on what we see during campaign time, and we end up electing leaders who do not stand for integrity. So what is the best way forward to enable us to elect good leaders?
Okay, thank you so much. Well, I don't know if in Kenya, at primary school or secondary school, you have the course of civic education. Do you have the course of civic education?
We are done with presentation. We did this one.
Civic education. Do you learn civic education in Kenya, primary school or secondary school?
Huh?
Okay,
they say
no
no.
problem, no problem. They say no, but I think you must have something similar. It's a course that prepares the citizens to learn how they can live in their country, even how they can vote. So it provides some directives for people to vote. But according to our session here, when a political leader comes and starts doing the campaign and asks you to vote for them, the first thing is, do you know them? Because most of the time we vote and we don't know people we vote for. Okay? But if you live with that one in your community, you must know something about them, and you must base your choices on what you know. Don't just do some random decisions. And that is a big problem for many people, especially in Africa, where we vote people because they have given us some little money. They borrow something for us. That is a major problem. Don't vote because people have given you something, but ask yourself, do those people deserve? You can ask, even if you don't know personally, you don't know those persons, you can ask someone around you who knows them better. Try to ask them about that one. Do you think this one is worth? Do you think this one deserves my vote, my voice? Ask questions, okay, in order to know what that one does, and if he or she really has the qualities that are needed for leaders. That is what I can say, my fellow dear fellow, because it is not easy. It's not easy to know everyone in the community, in the country, but you can still ask. You can still ask to other people who know those ones better than you. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Gerard. I think
okay, any other question? I don't know.
Allow me to add.
Yes.
Yes, to add on that, I would say for us to elect, okay, that cannot be 100%, but at least we be able to check on the manifestos and the various agendas they're bringing on board, because they always come with manifestos, right? Right?
Yes. Yeah, so when they come with their manifestos, can we question the manifestos? Because this is what they want to do for us. Are the manifestos made for us by us, or are these things that are going to feed us? Because most of the time, we only accept what the politicians are telling us, but we are not giving them what we hope to be achieved when we elect them on board, right? These people that are supposed to work for us, it's like, sisi ndo tunawajiri. So why are you not giving them what we need them to do? Because they're supposed to fill the gaps that are existing, the needs that are existing in our communities, and not what they want to do for us. So the moment we start questioning those manifestos they bring on our tables and telling them, okay, this is what you're proposing, but the reality on the ground is this. So what is your take on that? The second thing, if we move these debate sessions into something that is more strategic, more objective, when we bring this okay, we only hear of national debates between the presidential candidates, but can we also have debates on the ground? These MCAs that are coming and requesting for our votes, can we have a debate, all of them to come parade their manifestos and we question them to see who is more eligible for this position, right? Yes, so we have to start from the grassroots level. Another thing is this. Can we see this person is just coming today to seek for our votes during this campaign season? Where was this person before? We don't really care to question where this person has been for the last 4 years. We are only blinded by what this person is bringing on board the campaign period. So this, I think, the ball still comes back to us who are electing these leaders, because we get so blinded by these people within the campaign period. And this person has done zero the entire 4 years. Probably we are electing an MCA in Kilifi or Kilifi North, right? But this person has been in Nairobi or wherever he has been or she has been the entire time doing nothing for our people. But they come back and give us some nice manifestos and agendas, and we're there clapping all over and telling them this, yes, we shall elect you. So if we go beyond that, at the same time during campaign season, there is money that is given to us, especially the aged people, and they don't look at how much is 50 shillings for 5 years. You're given 50 shillings, 100 shillings, let's say even 1,000 shillings. Is 1,000 shillings equivalent to 5 years? Is it? So the moment we start questioning these people and demanding for accountability, transparency, the better for us, because they are there to work for us. We are electing members of parliament based on emotions, based on whatever, I don't know, we are all different. But do you know that members of parliament are the ones who pass bills and policies in the parliament? Do you know that? Yeah, so these are key people when we're choosing. We choose people who are going to work for us for the benefit of the community members and not the selfish gains. We know, I know personally, I know even yourself, you know these people who are very selfish, but I don't understand why during the election period we overlook everything they've done the entire 4 years. And we only focus on what they're doing during campaign period. We will see these people coming down to construct, what is it? Right now we have issues of water. They will come with these boreholes and all these things, road infrastructure projects. Most of them, they love infrastructure projects because that is what community members are able to see. But that is just during the campaign period. Where were they during the first year, the second year, the third year? Why would they do it on the fourth and fifth? So if we just go beyond just sitting and being fed and questioning these systems, I think the better for us. It starts early. Sijui kama naeleweka. Yeah, that's something I feel like we should start asking. Now, my youth, ni sisi ndo tunaangaliwa. I mean, we have our parents, but we can also be able to talk to our parents, right? Yeah, we also have our aged parents or guardians, grandparents, and some of them, when they go to the polling stations, they are convinced by the clerks, by the polling station officers to on whom to vote. Can we be very vigilant on that? When they're going to vote, if it's possible, we accompany these people and refuse the officers to be with them in those groups because they actually change their minds. And then we also need to talk to our parents and guardians. Hiyo kitu kidogo wanapewa, they need to look at the 5 years. It is okay if they want to eat the politicians' money, it is our money at the end of the day. We pay taxes, they get our money, right? If you want to eat, but please be sober when you're going to cast that vote because it really, really matters. Don't think that your vote does not matter. I believe in this room, most of us are above 18 years, right? And if I may ask, in this room, how many of us have a voter's card? Because we have to start from there. How many of us have a voter's card? Answer. How many? So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 14 and 15 of us have voter's card. The rest of us in this room, we are not of the age of 18 years. Are we or are we not? Wangapi hawana voters card, please inuka. We are not here to embarrass you or anything. We are here to have a conversation. Sawa. Mr. Gerard, please allow us to talk about this. Those of us who have not taken voters card, it is just a conversation, nothing. We are not pinning you down. Sawa sawa. Among us wenye tumesimama hatuna voters card. John, you have a voters card, eh? Okay. All right. Those of us wenye tumesimama hatuna voters card. Are we above 18 years? Tuanzie hapo, maybe hatuko 18 years and above. Are we 18 years, all of us and above? Yes or no? Kama hujafikisha 18 years unaweza kaa. Ngoja kwanza. Kama hujafikisha 18 years unaweza kaa. So tumefikisha, sawa? The next question is, wangapi washachukua ID? How many of us have already taken our national identification cards? Ni moja, wawili, watatu. Kama hujachukua identification card, nataka twende step by step. Inua mkono kama hauna identification card. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Ningependa kujua kwa nini hamna identification card na mshafikisha 18 years. For all I know, even in high school, you can be able to get your ID even in the high school. Right or wrong? Yes. So kama ulifikisha ukiwa shule, even my young sister alifikisha akiwa shule Bahari Girls and she got an ID while in school. So the rest of us tulifikisha miaka 18 tukiwa wapi, shule ama nyumbani, na nini imefanya hatujapata IDs? Uko nayo au una start?
Niko nayo lakini kwa shule sija travel kuchukua.
Okay. Where is the school?
Kakamega school.
Oh. So equal, you have it. So you need to have it. I don't know how you will be able to retrieve it. And the next one.
I have it.
Oh, nimesema wale hawana kwanza.
I thought you asked wale wako nayo.
Mwenye hana
Let's proceed. Mwenye hana amesema ako nayo, atatuambia.
Niko nayo. Mimi bado niko na writing bado.
Uko nayo? Oh, waiting.
Waiting.
Okay.
Waiting.
Umesema? Wewe ni mchangamfu, huwezi niambia saa hii
mwezi bado. Oh, mwezi ndo bado. Imebaki tu siku kidogo, but utaendea ikifika, si ndio? Haya, sawa. So, the rest of us, how long does it take if you have a waiting card? How long does it take? 3 weeks. 2 weeks. So within 2 weeks mtaendea ID. It is important for you once umepata ID and uchukue voters card, si ndio? So for those who have waiting cards now, okay, wale wameshaongea kaeni chini. So you promise that mtaendea uchukue kadi, si ndio? Utachukua kadi ya kura. Because you are coming back, we still have lessons. Tutawapi tu down. Apart from Kakamega ndio kesi yake ni different, but the rest of us who are waiting for 3 weeks bado tutakuwa na nyinyi, so we will follow up. Mwenye bado walikuwa anatulia kidogo, please go for the ID. Now, for wale when they have ID and they don't have voters card, what is the reason for you not to have a voters card?
Why don't you have?
I'm yet to take my voter's card because I don't see if the leaders that they are on the front line there, I don't see any of them who is better. For example, for the governor in Kilifi, or maybe MP, all of them are just fruits of the same basket that were rotten.
Thank you. The rest, Ustai kwanza, respond and just stand.
Mi sina, so bado nafikiria like for now nilikuwa nataka mwanzo, si like for now naanza kuona hao leaders wengine wakipiga campaign, but bado tunaangalia hiyo flow mwanzo kwenye iko.
Sasa ukiwa na hiyo voters card na bado unaangalia flow, shida iko wapi? Si you have your card, hujalazimishwa kwenda kucast it kwanza, si ndio? You have it. Mbona upaswe kuwa nayo just because unaangalia flow? Si unaweza kuwa na card na bado unaangalia flow ya vitu venye zinaenda. Really? What is another reason? Apart from kuangalia hiyo flow ya politicians, what is the other reason? ni hiyo tu, si ndio? Sasa si uende tu kada alafu ukae nayo kwanza ukiangalia. Kaa nayo because you might change your mind. I know you might change your mind hapo mbele ukiendelea kufanya civic engagement. So endea kadi, kaa nayo. Hapa tutalazimishwa kuvote, si ndio? Ni wewe uko na kadi. So una promise kuendea kadi.
Within your next week or
Next week, eh? Next week we'll hold you accountable. On Monday ama Tuesday endea kadi. Sawa? Haichukui muda. Na sidhani kama watu ni wengi siku hizi. So endea kadi. Sawa? Before I proceed, alikuwa amemention na kwamba haoni a politician mwenye anaona anaweza votia, right? So there's one thing I want to mention. Are we voting only for governors and presidents? Are we? We are voting all the way from down. Hii si America. America ndo wanajuanga wana vote in bits. For us, we are voting a general one, all the way from down. So you are voting even for your member of county assembly. Sawa? So don't tell me kuanzia huko chini mpaka huko juu. Yani you've never even seen anyone amongst them who is a person of integrity. Na wengine si eti sahi wameanza, campaign have not started, right? So there are those who will still come. And mark you might even find someone, maybe hata mimi nisimame and not me. But utapatana na wenye unaona, hata wewe mwenyewe utasema my vote naweza patia huyu. And imagine by that time, maybe you don't even have a voter's card. So it's not just the president, not the governor, and the campaign period has not kicked off. It will still come up, but I know there are a lot of candidates who will come and they might change your mind, but it's very important. Number two, it is important for you to just weigh amongst them who is going to work for us, who is going to bring in, better development services for us. Sindio? Hakuna mwenye anakuanga tu mbaya 100%. This is just a way that you can weigh these people and say, okay, afadhali huyu. Now, my question is, wewe ukiresist, mimi resist, sote to resist. Who is going to vote for them? At least anaweza kupigania. Nani atavotia huyo? Tuseme mimi niamue all the candidates are not good, so I'm not going to vote. Mwingine aseme no. See, we are giving them the leeway to either rig or do anything or even vote themselves in. Sindio? Tunawapatia chance, wanaweza jivotia. Have I convinced you to go take the card or not? Should I continue again convincing you?
it's enough, you have convinced me. But you know, these leaders, they wanapenda tu kutuchezea. For example, in Narani, in 2022, 3 people from the same family, they stood for the seat. 2 brothers and 1 sister. They all wanted the seat. So they're just driven by greed. You see. Yeah. And the member of parliament who is there, he has been there for 10 years now because he has a certain group of people that he has already bribed from a while back. So he keeps on coming back there. As in, the problem is not leaders, but it's the whole system at large. Yes.
I saw Mr. Somebody want to respond.
My brother, I will advise you like this. We know we are fighting the system, and we cannot win against the system. So if we cannot fight from outside, we come inside the system and fight. We all complain about leaders. Leaders are rotten. Leaders, they don't do anything. And us ourselves, we are not restrained from going to those seats. That's why in where I come from, we have a group of youth who are there. If you come with their agendas, we see they are good, we'll promote you. It is a matter of just contributing some transport fuels and whatever, and we'll be there for you. So if we see your agenda is good, then we'll vote for you so that we start eliminating those rotten systems. We go inside. So stop complaining and sit down as a man. You know, a man, you should be solution oriented, not problem oriented. So if you sit down as a man, I see you as a very intelligent man. If you sit down, then we'll have a solution for that Manarani. If they come three brothers and two sisters, you come one from outside that family, and you have manifesto more than them, then it is just a convincing power of your agendas and manifesto. Be unique and specific. Thank you.
Okay. Allow me to just retrieve a little bit of a statement from your even men are allowed to be vulnerable, it is acceptable. So I apologize for that slight. Most of us were, kuna wale wameelewa, si ndio? I apologize on that. So we are, even men are allowed to be vulnerable. But umepata hiyo point ya kwamba as youth we can be able to mobilize and organize. Tumepata hiyo point vizuri. They are doing that in the region and it's working very well. Why can't we also do it here in Kilifi? Like we sit down, kama tunaona kuna youth mwenye ama kijana mwenye anaweza kufanya maendeleo, we come up together and support this fellow. But now the problem is this: he has raised a very good strategy. Now the problem comes back to us as young people. Do we even support each other? Ama we envy each other? Unaangalia unaona nikisupport happiness ataenda alete watu wake hata kusaidia. Unaona tena the ball still come back to us as young people. But it's doable. If another region is doing it, si tunaweza fanya. If someone else is doing it, meaning hata mimi naweza fanya. Si ndio? Yeah, so it is upon us now to come together as young people. Can we do this? Who is this alternative that we can get amongst us that can compete with these people? Yeah, we've seen candidates buying on independence because the other issue they will raise is the political parties, or they always sideline people. Majority of them are young people who are being sidelined, and they ask for heavy cash for you to be given the ticket. That has often come up. But we've also seen people who are buying on independent and winning these tickets. So tumeona. Yes, because the society and the community and the ones who have voted these independent people, ni sisi tunawavotia. So if we come up together and mobilize the strategies on how we are going to vote, I believe you guys we can make that change. Sindio? But again, ni sisi wenyewe kama mayuth tuamue. Tusipoamua, the system will still carry us. Hivyo tu yenye tunasema it is already there, the system. The system inamaanisha IEBC na sisi wenyewe, because the system is made by human beings. Inatengenezwa na sisi wenyewe, sisi ndio system, binadamu ndio system. But we can change. Kama hiyo system ni binadamu, si inamaanisha we can also change. Si ni kweli? So if we can come together, mobilize, organize and make that change, the better for us. Tumekusaidia tena utaenda kuchukua kadi ama bado tena you have another part? Bado uko na part? Monday. Thank you so much. Thank you. So we are winning. We are winning. Hey, if somebody seems to see rahisi, si ndio? And I know you guys will meet others when hawajachukua kadi. Unaona chenye tunaongea and then you convince hivyo wachukue kadi. Si ndio? Kuchukua kadi does not mean I'm telling you to vote for someone. Did I say you vote for a particular person? I just told you to take a voter's card. Chenye unafanya huko si ni wewe unajua. I will not be with you when you are voting. Yes. Another person mwenye
Nitachukua next week.
yaani umekata story tu hivi. Utaniambia kwa nini? Hataki mambo mengi.
Jambo tena.
Jambo.
Nianze kwa kujiintroduce. Naona kuna wageni leo. Kwa majina Fabian Masha, natoka pale Youth for Building Integrity. Mimi kivyangu imefungwa hiyo mambo ya kuchukua voters card. Hapo imefungwa. Sababu nilikuwa busy hivi. Sasa ile rafiki yangu ametoka kuchukua kanambia leo ndio kwa siku ya mwisho. Sasa hizo
Sasa wewe so you had it from your friend, not even the IEBC official themselves,
yes.
Not even the representatives themselves.
Yes.
So unatupatia story ya mtu mwingine.
Anajua mwalimu kuna mahali watu tunaaminiana si kama rafiki.
Hapana. As long as I'm the source, please come to the source. Sindio? Hey, come to the source. Kuja upike huku nikwambie mimi mwenyewe as the source that we are not doing that registration again.
Lakini sasa unajua kutoka kule nyumbani mpaka huko kwa IBC trust.
Hakuna. As long as unafika youth consecutive building, kiwandani hata si mbaya.
Sawa, nitajaribu.
Diana wants to say something.
I've heard his statement. He's raised a really concerning issue in our country. We're programmed the politics money. Because he's talked about transport. How will he afford to come all the way from his place back at the registration center? And that is what rogue leaders take advantage of. That's why drug dealers are in government. Why? They'll accumulate trillions. They come and give young people like you 1,000, 2,000. You are munakusanywa, people live and die because you've ended that small cash. You're not thinking about what about in the next 5 years. What is the change that I seek to see? If you're somebody who's very vision-oriented about your country, even that transport will not be a problem. Futsubishi siko. You can still walk. You can say, "Dasha nitoke home mapema, nitembee, maybe it will take me an hour and a half. Nifike hiyo center, nichukue hiyo kula." We need to really get out that mentality of money politics. Because if we continue like that, our country is headed downgrade. We'll never upgrade despite the great minds that are there in this country. Thank you.
So what Diana is saying, wale wanajua Baraka flow,
there's a guy called Baraka. He came up with an app. Yeah, students. You kama mnajua from Malindi. He walked all the way to Nairobi. Mliona hiyo? Si alitembea to Nairobi. Hata anashangaa. If someone can walk from Malindi all the way to Nairobi because of an app yenye nataka ijulikane students watumie, sasa itakuwa kucheza na maisha yako.
Fabian, what do you have to say?
For the sake of Fabian and the rest maybe, right now the registration of voters is not done at the polling station or a designated place. Right now, we have an initiative of going to the grassroots level to register. Like even last week, niliona wakifanya kule Kibarani, walikuwa tu chini ya mti. Na wakimaliza hapo they move. So the issue of transport is not a matter of concern at this particular time. Because wewe ukiona tu ukitembea, so long as you have your ID, just approach them and they will register you. Is that right? So tusingoje tu tuende kwa IBC ama tuende Huduma Center desk. Saizi inafanywa everywhere. Na hata wako na reflectors kama mnajui. Wako na reflectors, wako na ile machine, robotic machine. Wanafanya tu na kumalizia. Sawa sawa.
Thank you so much, Sir John. Sir John, let me take it back to you. Now that you're leading the youth dialogues, are you in a position maybe if you can bring in more youth who have not registered and maybe have them in a particular place and calling the registrars to come and do it? Can they come?
Yes.
Sure. So if we tell a friend who has not registered, we get like over 50 people they can, right? Situaanze hiyo. Kwa wale wenye wameanza kucomplain sijui nini situaanze. So that Fabian cannot give us another excuse, But Fabian, kama mtu mmeambiwa anatembea kutoka Malindi mpaka Nairobi shwari, hapa nayo hapo umecheza. Fabian, what do you have to say?
Kwangu mimi venye nimesema nitembea kutoka Malindi mpaka Nairobi. Hayo mimi siwezi amini.
That in comments are always there.
What you do is you go online. Ndio utakuta presenter Kai. Alikuwa anakutana na yetu barabarani Maungu. Yeye hapo shughuli zake tu. Anakutana na yeye, makes a short video. Alitembea.
Alichukua siku ngapi?
Was it like 1 day or something? But alikuwa anatembea the whole day.
Hiyo story kwa kila mahali na ametravel jana amerudi Malindi na flight. Exactly. TS fikirini amemlipia.
That is it.
Nisijamsikia.
Fabian,
can you come and say?
Lakini pia Fabian ametuonyesha kitu muhimu sana. Ile some of us are not taking initiative. Some of us are not proactive, and then some of us do not even know what is happening. Kunaweza kuwa kunalikuliwa hapa na umekaa kwa nyumba comfortably. Fabian, you need to be aware of the current trends, the things that are happening. Unasema uamini kama kunalipuka.
Ingeimbwa hiyo wangejua.
Ingekuwa hit.
Ingekuwa nyimbo kwa.
Haya, so
sasa ona hapo.
Ndio ona alafu tuambie. So Fabian bado anaona yeye, wacha tumwache aangalie. Twende kwa next. Kwa nini hujachukua yako? Hata wewe umeacha utuambie reason. Utaenda lini? Next week. Okay. All right. So as Fabian is still being shown the videos and photos, guys, unaonesha siko mingi, tutakuonesha leo. So Fabian, when are you going to take the card? On a serious note. Ama mpaka uone wewe na macho yako. Utaenda? Oh, confirm kwanza. I still need civic ambassadors hapa. Wakae na Fabian, wahakikishe Fabian atakuja kupata hiyo voters card. Tamuka. Mimi najua niko na nini. Kaeni na Fabian mkonvince aende achukue voters card. Sawa? Tuko pamoja, the entire team. Nyinyi wote nimewapatia hiyo kazi. Mkonvince Fabian aende achukue card. But sasa pia Diana has brought in something very very important. Politics of money. Yaani bila pesa mimi sifanyi. Sio? Nataka pesa niende kupiga kura. Kuna pesa kula, akisikia tu kuna pesa zinagawa watu waende wapige kura, atatoka kwake mbio hata kama alikuwa shambani. Mbio anaenda. Si ni kweli? Akifika kilishachanganyikiwa. Alikuwa kupigia mtu fulani, ashapewa pesa na mwingine, huyo ndo anaenda kupigia kura. Sasa hivi hata umpewa shilingi 100 peke yake, shilingi 100 unajiuliza, hii shilingi 100 ukigawanya 5 years, inamaanisha kila siku unatumia shilingi ngapi? Shilingi 100 umpewa hiyo ya 5 years, unagawanya kila siku unatumia shilingi ngapi? Hata si shilingi, hata sijui nini. Na si inafanyika. Na mostly this happens to our parents who go in our guardians, na wale of the older generation. This is what is happening. Dependency syndrome is very high, very, very high here. If we have to break that thing, the better for us. Because of the kwa manufaa yetu, sio? Imagine 5 years of suffering kwa sababu ya 1,000, and you suffer the entire 5 years. Utalipia nani? Because now the impeachment process, who will start the impeachment? Impeachment, unajaribu impeachment process, watu wanaongwa kula, wanakula pesa, impeachment inastopiwa. But right now you have that chance to elect that person. See, we have that chance. Voting is our democratic right. Apart from being our democratic right, it is our chance to make that change that we need in our community. Tushikane wote pamoja, tuhakikishe tunaleta viongozi wenye maadili mema. Sawa? Haya, ni hayo. Kuna mtu alikuwa kuna swali lingine tunaendelea. Mr. Gerald, we are so sorry we took some time, but this was very important. Is there any other question for Mr. Gerald? Okay.
Question. I think first, probably I had first the same. Then I moved to the question which I had from Mr. Gerald. Now, what ID card, I'm like sad if we don't have ID card, that is majority of us. ID card, okay, I don't like reducing it to the political aspect, your election, but we have other many important functions ID. So wewe tafuta ID, vyovyote vile tafuta ID. Kuna vitu kadhaa pia inasaidia ID kuliko kuikosa. Sasa haya. Now, again, issue to do with the election is because mostly we are normally guided with slogans. Like, this is the slogan which is moving, the new thing in town. Now, those people who are taking those slogans, they are coming part of what you identify yourself with until you are blinded by the manifesto they present. And then the party has values. There are values for the party. There are parties which has no values, but not the party, but the people who are in that party. They attract people who lack values who cannot align themselves with the values of the party. Then you end up electing them because you are shown that he belongs to this party and is the best. I think when we move from that, we start looking at a person, relate with the values, we can do better. Then lastly, and what MD has emphasized passionately, is about the good people. Good people can come on board and you elect them. They are normally afraid of taking these seats because they are like, oh, politics is dirty and the rest. Can a good man stand and being elected without giving you money to start with? If that can happen, then we can have a better society. Now, a question to Gerard, which I intended to pose or to put across, is in terms of the issue to do with the environment. You may be working in a space which, okay, the space we are working normally is political. At times you cannot be a political person, that you don't care, you are not from the right or from the left. In Kenya, you are not for 2 terms or 1 term. You are just there in between. It's difficult to work with that environment in Kenya. So if you find yourself in such an environment, where there is something you want to put across for the people, which is going to benefit the people of that community, then you are not part of any, whether 2 term or maybe you are just a political. How are you going to survive this case? Because at times they will tell you you have to identify yourself in one way so that we can see how to support you further. Thank you.
Yeah, Damaris, please repeat the question to me. It is very long.
Say it again, or you can come here.
Okay, the question is the environment you're working with, the space, and things are political. So you are neither from the right or of the left. And in Kenya, you either 2 term or 1 term, as we speak to. Now, when you want to give something which benefits the society, and you happen not to be in either of the camp, these guys, if you approach for political goodwill, they will first ask you to identify which side of the political terrain you belong to. Now, how do you maneuver such spaces? That was my question.
Have you gotten the question, Mr. Gerard?
No, please repeat it to me.
Let me repeat it. So he's asking if, let's say, a politician who's been elected on an independent ticket, for example, so he's not elected under the current, maybe the current regime. He's in, and he's not also on the opposition side. So he's or she is in between on an independent ticket. So when this person wants to make a request or make change to their community, so how do they proceed? Because anytime they have to make a request, they're being asked on which political side they are. And remember, they are not in the running political party, and they're not even in the opposition political party. So they're just in between. So how do they maneuver in this kind of environment? I hope I've done justice to your question. Yes. That's the question, Mr. Gerard.
Okay, thank you. It's a complex question.
Yes.
It's a
Yes.
complex question. Yeah, we will all share our opinions, but don't think that I'm always perfect. So you can have a good answer on your side. So let's complete each other. Okay? You know, politicians are called to work for the good of the community, regardless of their political parties or their political beliefs or, or what they think as it's of interest for them. So what is good is that not only somebody from our political party can work and lead, but the one who has got a good vision and who is willing to work for the community. And so if that one was elected, maybe is from another region or province, I don't know how do you call such sectors in your country. Yeah, we call them regions or provinces. And that one is sent in your county to work there. As a civilians or citizens, you have to welcome that one and hear from his or her vision. If her vision is to bring is to support development of the community, I think it's a good thing to support that one. Okay, because the politicians, as a rule, politicians want to work for their own interest. That is a general rule for our African politicians. But we, as the citizens, we have to put pressure for them to work for the good of the community, and that's the reason of, uh, of what we call protest. What is a protest? Do you understand this contest? Protest. I don't know if you understand the protest. What do you call it when, for example, there is something which is being done and you don't appreciate it, and you want to show your anger as a citizen? I think you go to the streets. You go to the streets and you say, "No, please, we are against this law. We are against this one." So you can take an action that shows really you support or you disagree with a leader who is ruling in the community. So there is not a general rule to say this one must come from a leading party or a ruling party or opposition. If only they do something which is in the interest of the community, that one is to be supported. I would like Damaris to complete me with what she thinks about this.
Thank you so much, Mr. Gerald. Unless our facilitators, do you have any additional remarks on that question, or you do you have anything to say, Mr. Billy, Mr. Kennedy? Is there anything you also want to add up, or is just okay we proceed?
Okay, just to
your question is really complex,
Yes.
and you just wonder which side you need to tell yourself, and also how you want to convince the community on which side to go. But I think the good thing is that if you know your side, you know your partake. I think it's good to educate the community on the better side. It's like I'm giving this example. When this program for HIV, there were those peer educators who were educating these people about how they can refrain from having all those infections. So they deliver the message to them, the right message to them, but it is them to decide. So yourself is just to give the right information on an existing situation at hand in the community. What is happening and which is the right way as a person who is being taken as to the elite in that community, then they're the ones who decide now. Because then you can't just say go right, go left. But just give the right information that you know in at the situation at hand, and also have that evidence-based approach. The past experiences that have happened within the community, and where you need to change. I think that's the way they need to understand. Then the rest is them to decide. You don't decide for them. I think that can be yes.
Put it in a context. When context can assist. Previously, we had since 2021 moving on. We had a very good project. For us, it was good when we had that among the four counties which were mapped and chosen. One was Sierra County, Omabay County, Kwale County, then Kilifi County. Kilifi became the best because it had water, Indian Ocean, and it was a very nice place, island called Uyongo. And the government wanted to put this the nuclear plant. And the nuclear plant was supposed to produce electricity, which were a lot, and it was going to support a lot of homes and places in this country. And then we had some people around going and telling the individuals that this thing is going to kill all of you, the plant is bad, and the community consumed that information. When we go there and ask them, surely, in this century, which country you know in the world where the nuclear plant has misbehaved and killed people? Nobody can give me an example. Only one who could able to say something which was not even meaningful. Now, the community resisted that thing for 4 good years until recently it was taken to Siaya County. Now, Siaya were not even having any problem with them because they were educated around that area. They took that thing to public participation. It was passed.
Was split into two. So there are those who joined the government as one, and there was another group. So what they did, creativity came in, because now they knew we are on either side, whether part of the famous power or the other side. So the part of Sifuna, they became very creative, and they decided, what can we do? Because now we need a following so that these people can also trust us. And as we speak, what happened? It is true. The opposition split. But then the so-called, they told these people that they have no following. So they knew the entire ODM will go to the government. But now as we speak, where is ODM? On the other side. So that means whatever you are asking, if you find yourself in the middle, creativity should start now working in you. Find out what should I do best more than the two sides. Because if you do that, then that means you will be pulling them to your side.
Okay, all right. Any other question? Do we have any more questions to Mr. Gerald? Uh, okay, so I guess we're done.
Gerald, you have 2 minutes to wind up. If there's something you want to say.
Mr. Gerard, back to you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is there any other question?
There are no more questions, so back to you to wind up.
Okay, thank you so much. I would like to congratulate participants for their patience and resilience during this session. I am very happy for your engagement, your commitment. I think if you take into account everything that we have learned today, it will bring something positive in your leadership, and the impact of your work will be great. So don't feel, just feel free to share any questions through WhatsApp. If you have got more questions about the session or leadership and ethics in general, share your questions by WhatsApp, and I will be happy to provide a clarification. And I do encourage you to keep learning because leaders must learn permanently. I repeat this. If you want to grow, you have to learn permanently. Learn permanently, do the research, and be curious. Always be curious. Ask questions to people around you in order to grow. That is something I would like to tell you as a piece of advice. And I'm open. I'm open to learn from you also. And I think that we will keep connected. That is a good thing. I can share even my social media handles with you if possible. And this will allow us to continue collaborating, communicating permanently. Thank you for the organization's team which allowed this. And I'm very grateful to Damaris and to all the team of Youth for Integrity Building. And I do ask them just to keep doing things like this for youth in the communities, because nothing can change in our communities without youth. If youth are not involved in the development, we cannot achieve expected outcomes. So let's apply the leave no one behind principle in order to achieve our goals. Everyone should feel responsible for the development of their community. And I wish you all the best for your projects, your community projects. Any insights from the session that you think can help fine-tune your projects, please include it in your projects. And I think your project will be as strong as possible. Thank you so much, and I wish you all the best for the remaining parts of today's program. Thank you. Hello.
lunch, then we come back here for the pitching. Is that okay? So after the icebreaker, Mr. Masha will come, then Billy will conclude, then we go for the small break, prepare lunch, then we come back. So by around 1, we shall be seated for the pitching. So tusimame. It's a very small icebreaker. So it is very simple. Tafuta nafasi.
Mr. Gerald, I think now you can log out and then come back at exactly one, right? And come back at exactly 1 when the pitching session will be starting. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
See you.
Everyone is seeing this book, right? Yes. So it's very simple. Do